you would like to speak and you're afraid of having a live Q&A, you should know that it's okay if you don't know everything. Do your research, make the most of everything, answer the questions in the best possible way that you can, and the questions that you don't know the answer to, just be honest and say, I'm not perhaps the best person to answer this question, but maybe, Pedro, who's sitting next to me, maybe he knows it. Or you can also throw the question back to the audience. Who has an answer related to this? And you can have an answer coming from the audience sometimes.
Welcome to Speakers Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas and Lily Patrascu. Discover how to become a charismatic speaker and leader so you can attract ideal clients and business collaborations.
Absolutely. So you have to embrace the Q&A at the end. Now, remember with the Q&As, it depends on what type of events are you doing. If you are doing an event where you're selling a product or service, right? The Q&A at the end of the event, I don't actually recommend it. Let me tell you why. The reason why is because when you're selling a product or a service, there are going to be people that are going to be interested in the product and service. They are already emotionally attached and they are ready to buy. Whether there is going to be another group of people that they're not interested in the product because maybe they already have it or they simply they cannot afford it, right? So, however, if you open the floor for Q&A, guess who's going to ask you the questions? The people that they are not interested in the product and they're not going to buy it anyway. And that these people might put off the people that are emotionally attached are ready to buy. Remember, buying a product or service is an emotion. Is you have an emotional attached to the buyer already create an emotional attachment to the product and service that you're offering. But if you allow a Q&A, you're gonna bring them out of state from emotionally to the logic, to the questions, to the doubts, and that unfortunately it won't drive behavior and your sales might suffer. However, if you're doing a talk informative, if you're teaching something and you're not offering any product or service, you can definitely open the floor for Q&A. And also remember, if you know the answer to the best of your ability, you can answer. The other thing that you can do is what Lily said, ask someone in the question if they know the answer, or you can also tell the person, let me come back to you. We will collect your email and your phone number. I'm gonna ask my team, and then we're gonna come back with a better answer for you, because sometimes the audience can ask you any question. But remember, if you're talking about sales, you should know the most of the question relating to that topic. Now, if somebody asks you a question, I don't know, what time the bus is gonna happen tomorrow, is gonna pass tomorrow, or what time the taxis will arrive to the hotel, you can say, okay, look, this is a great question. Unfortunately, I don't know, but if you give me your email, I will come back. I can ask to my team and come back to you. So remember, always be polite with the audience, but the Q&A is not for all the conference and all the talks that you're gonna do. There are specific ones that, for example, if you're doing a tech talk, you cannot do a Q&A because otherwise you're gonna have time to speak. Yes, and sometimes a lot of people say, well, I have this presentation, I have 5 minutes to the stage, so I'm gonna speak 3 minutes and then I'm gonna have Q&A. No, you cannot do that, because one question is more than 2 minutes. By the time that people ask the question and then answer, you're gonna run out of time. The other day I was in one event that this is actually what was happening. There were people speaking, and after they run out the time to speak, they say, questions, anybody have a question? And I'm like, man, if this keep going like this, that everybody, after they do the time of speaking, they're gonna ask questions, and people start to ask questions, you're gonna double and triple the time of everybody, the rest of the speakers, they won't have time to speak. The event definitely is gonna overrun. So remember, Q&As, they're not always helpful. It's only for a certain type of talk. If you're teaching something, if you have allocated time, you can speak half an hour. You teach 20 minutes, you have 10 minutes for questions. But if you have little stage time, do not open the floor for Q&A, because you won't be able to teach anything, because the Q&A consume a lot of time. It's true that the audience should participate, but depends of the type of conference, the type of talk that you're doing.
Follow us for more charismatic speaker and leader tips.